Okay, so this is the final video in the series, and it is the assembly of the product. Assembly meaning putting all the components together and making the final product a finished article effectively. So in the last video I talked about cutting out the window, and I also talked about using the front one as a template to draw out the back one. So these two should be precisely the same size. I'll give you a little bit of tolerance. Mine's about maybe 1/4 millimetre bigger. I'll allow that effectively. If you can be as close as you can though, that will give you a high grade on your assessment. And obviously what we're going to do now is lay our window as a viewfinder over the top of our letter, and hopefully we can make sure that we get that exactly in the right place. So while I'm lining this up and trying to get it to a point where I'm happy with what is coming through the window is what I'm going to see on the front of the bookmark. So I'm laying that there like this. I'm happy with that shape, and now I'm going to get my pencil and just mark around the edge lightly like this, okay, as to which bits I'm going to remove. You might find with your sample that it is small enough. Obviously this bit I can't quite mark that off, but what I'll do is once I've assembled the product, I will trim those parts off at the end. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to cut this part off here. Now normally we'd have specialist scissors for this. We would have fabric scissors. We don't use safety scissors or paper scissors on fabric, and vice versa, because generally these are not sharp enough. Okay, however, if we are very careful and we use that center part of the blade, you should find, if you are careful, you can remove this material and it will give you a good enough finish for the product to still be successful. Okay, so I'm doing that very carefully using the sharp middle part of the blade there, not coming to the end of the product, and it's come out quite cleanly there. Okay, as I said, we're going to take a little bit of those frayed edges off as well once we've assembled the product. Okay, now what we're going to use to assemble this product is glue stick. Again, we've got some limitations as to what we can use in the classroom, but these should work fine for the purpose of what we're doing. I would say the key to gluing or using any glue in any particular circumstance is, generally speaking, the less glue you use, as long as you cover the full area, will be better. Okay, the other thing I suggest as well is when you're getting the glue, just have the smallest amount coming out of the glue stick. Don't have a huge amount like this, because you'll find you'll have blobs of glue going everywhere. Okay, so we just want to cover the whole area with the glue stick like this. Okay, you might go slightly over the edges. That is better than if you don't put glue in particular parts, because we need complete coverage. Okay, and if you do find you get any big lumps of glue, what you can do is take the glue back into the stick like this and use it just to kind of scrape and spread the glue around on the surface so you get an even surface there. Okay, now with that all glued up, we're going to lay this carefully over the top of our existing shape, being sure that we don't cut off any of the design that we want to keep. Okay, we've got a little design there, but obviously that was an extra design element, but do take that into account if you're doing that on yours. You've added some satin stitch details or something like this, that's going to be included in the fabric as well. So there we go, we've assembled the part, okay, the first two parts together. Now what I'm going to do is use the scissors again to remove some of these frayed edges, because I want to be able to see the top part and ensure that I